In this Elden Ring Shadow of the Erdtree video, we're going to go over a few tips on how to beat the Putrescent Knight. The Putrescent Knight can be found as the last boss of the Stone Coffin Fisher dungeon, one of the legacy dungeons in the DLC. This boss is pretty oppressive with his delayed hard-hitting attacks, but he is weak to Holy. For most of the fight, you want to be right up next to him if you're a melee user. If you're a ranged user, this fight will be a lot easier for you and you don't really have to hang close. So starting off my playthrough, he immediately uses one of his special moves. In this combo, he uses both his great axe and his horse to deal a devastating 3-part charge attack. He'll start by rising in the air and doing a falling chop, and then he'll do a charging spin attack. Following that, he summons his horse and does another spinning attack and then repeats that one more time. To counter this, you first dodge the initial chop attack, and then after a slight delay, dodge into him for the spinning attack. After he does that spinning attack, there's a small opening to use a quick ranged ability. Anything that's about as fast as Great Glintstone Shard can probably be used. After that spin, you dodge left into the horse and then immediately dodge into the spinning glaive, and then you do it again except the horse will appear on the right. After that, you get an opportunity to get a bit of damage in, but you'll be a little far away after his combo, so don't get too greedy. Whenever he runs away from you on this horse and does a circle, he's going to throw his great axe as a boomerang. This is pretty easy to dodge, but make sure you don't get hit by the returning strike. Moving on to his basic combos, a lot of his combos will use this overhead chop. Whenever he uses this overhead chop without any prior attack, he's going to do it again after a slight delay, so don't get baited into attacking and then get hit. Whenever he does that second chop though, you will always have an opportunity for damage. Moving on to his next basic combo, whenever you see him winding up his cleaver on his left side, he's going to do a quick 2-part attack. He'll usually follow up with a slightly delayed sweep, and then you get an opportunity to do a little bit of damage. Sometimes he'll wind up the cleaver on his left side mid-combo as well, which will also lead to his quick double consecutive attack. After that, he'll probably use his overhead chop twice again, and then you can dodge it twice to get a damage phase. He also has a few 2-hit attack patterns where he'll hit you close, and then he'll run around you and do a sweep attack but will be too far away for you to do damage in. For all of these combos besides the double consecutive hit, if your weapon is fast enough, you can get a lot of dodge slashes in between these attacks because most of them have a lot of delay. Moving on to phase 2, at around 50 or 60% HP, the first thing he's going to do is run away from you and try to boomerang you with his cleaver. After that, he's going to rise in this pile of putrescent that you don't want to be close to, and you want to take this time to reapply any buffs or use your flasks. Alternatively, you can also just shoot him with ranged abilities if you have any. For this attack, I don't recommend dodging the blue flames and I instead recommend jumping them. The way I handled it is I would walk backwards and then jump forwards once the flames got to me and then just rinse and repeat 3 times. In this phase, he can also use his blue flame attacks mid-combo, and he'll often use it as a ranged method to try to get you out of using your flasks or using any abilities. He'll probably use the massive flame ability again somewhere throughout the phase, and you can either range him or heal up like I said before. The only other attack I would say to look out for in this phase is when he spawns the flames behind you and forces you to jump backwards. So in summary, he has very delayed attacks and you can probably get dash attacks in between, he's weak to Holy, and make sure to jump the fire attacks.